Kia ora tātou, welcome back to the Wargaming Den. I was down in Dunedin today and had a game of Warmaster vs Tiff with his newly painted Tomb King's army. Okay, so 2000 points. Here is my Chaos army. So I took 4 units of Chaos Warriors, 4 of Marauders, a unit of Dragon Ogres, had some points left so I gave them a banner of shielding, 4 Chaos Chariots, 2 Marauder Horsemen, and a unit of Harpies. Also had 3 characters for 16 units and a breakpoint of 8. There's an old adage, quantity has a quality all of its own, and you can see this in Tiff's Tomb King army. He's got 26 units with a break of 13, so I'm well and truly outnumbered here. So he's got 6 units each of skeletons and archers, 6 of skeletal cavalry, 2 skeleton chariot units, 2 carrion, 2 skull chuckers, 2 bone throwers, 5 characters. So he has a lot of spellcasting there. Rubbishy infantry, but there's a lot of them, so interesting game. 2 very different army lists. Right, so we used the scouting deployment. I rolled an 11 but managed to lose the scouting roll by 1 or 2 because Tiff rolled a 9 and had about 3 more scouting points with me. So he deployed scouting units, then I deployed my entire army and he deployed the rest of his. So as you can see, I've got chariots on both of my wings, here and here. The Dragon Ogres with 2 units of warriors, I wanted those to be my heavy hitting centre. They're flanked by Marauders and by the Horsemen. Then I've got more warriors and Marauders out wider. So my thoughts were to try and get the chariots into some open going and maybe work my way around either or both flanks, leaving myself open to options. The skeletons had 4 units of cavalry out protecting the flank, and then they just basically had a big massive line. So you can see lots of archers backed up by spears. There's characters, we've got carrion at the back here, we've got chariots, we've got the 2 bone throwers, no armor saves for those, so they're pretty nasty. And then he's got a skull chucker intermingled here and another one over here. So a big wall of infantry, bad going here so my chariots aren't going to be able to get to either of those. Built up area, then out wide he's got 2 more cavalry as well. So very impressive battle line. So let's get on, have a look at turn number 1. And just a quick look along the battle line. Looks very impressive. Let's see how the battle unfolds. And here we have a look at the end of turn 1. Not a great deal of action. I went first and got some good rolls, so moved forward with my wing over here. Infantry advanced behind the hill here. Chaos Warriors and Chariots advanced out wide there. However, what you can see here is doom. So Tiff used his spellcasters. You can see them out here in front of his army to cast lots of spells to prevent any of my units from charging on turn 2. So I suddenly realized that was a lot of spellcasting coming down range at me and would continue to do so. Yeah, he's just advanced in this difficult going area, came out a bit wider with his cavalry, etc. So a wee bit of sparring, but maybe a taste of things to come. And a similar shot, but this time taken from the undead line. So yeah, very impressive battle line that Tiff has got going there. Okay, and on my turn, pushed up the chariots, and I pushed the Marauder Horsemen out wide. My thoughts are to try and deal with the cavalry over here. My wizard's just in command range of all those units, and I've got Chaos Warriors in the woods there. And in response, you can see that the battle line's broken up a wee bit. Tiff, though, is keeping his brigades together quite nicely. But what we can see here is more dooms cast on my chariots over here. A range of missiles. We've got the bone throwers, we've got skull chuckers, we've got archers shooting as well. This unit is confused. This unit is confused. These guys are confused. These guys have been driven back, lost a unit, and are confused. These guys are confused and also been affected by doom. So I had 5 confused units at the end of turn 2 shooting. So I've really got to come up with a tactic to deal with all that incoming fire if I'm going to have a chance in this one. End of turn 2. Good shooting from and spells from the undead. Confused, 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 confused. So the chaos battle line, well, it's really broken up at present. Turn 3 about to begin. So what's my cunning plan? Let's attack the horsemen on the hill over here. Tiff had split up his horse units in his turn. These guys weren't able to charge because of that doom spell. Moved these guys just across a wee bit because where they were only a 2 centimetre visibility, so I needed to get them out here a wee bit so they're able to have some targets to charge at in future. Over here, all that confusion didn't help. I moved the Chaos Warriors and the Dragon Ogres round my other units and out wide here. What it did mean though was that the Dragon Ogres were out in front now and potentially exposed. I was wanting to charge. I think I could have charged them just, but unfortunately failed my second activation roll there. And over here, I have well and truly stalled on that flank. He's got cavalry into my flank. See, he's got more cavalry here. He's got archers that are well protected because my chariots can't go through there. One of my harpies to maybe try and deal with the skull chucker, but yeah, I think they were also confused. So things looking a wee bit grim at present. There's an old adage, never get bogged down in a land war in Asia, or in this particular case, never get bogged down on a hill with undead that are able to then summon more undead. This is the first of maybe 4 raised dead spells that Tiff got off, so that doesn't end well for my guys on the hill when they get cut to pieces. And things aren't looking good on the other flank as well. I think I got driven back a bit more by archery, and this one may have been the one where we rolled a 6 to confuse me on the drive back, and so again my guys are not going to be able to react in the next turn. Okay, so nice bit of an overview here. So there's the guys on the hill after they have dealt with my marauders, and they've also advanced into my chariots here. Not much action happening over here. I'm well and truly stalled there, and I've failed over here to get that charge off. So end of the turn. Things are still looking very, very interesting. Okay, start of turn 4. So yeah, just from another angle, and this is why I really do like the look of Warmaster. You know, it just looks epic when you're looking down the tabletop. The scale of the miniatures and the terrain, it just has a really good visual appeal. So yeah, very impressed. And after doing my initiative charges, this is the first command roll from my general. So my center is once again stuck. Not ideal at all. These guys have hardly moved all game so far. And at the end of 2 rounds of fighting, I'm down to 1 stand, which has a wound on it, versus these guys, and they actually cleaned me up in the next round. And yeah, performed very, very well. Very impressed. Okay, now we're well and truly getting into the action. So there's that little fight there. Um, the raised skeletons on the hill. I've charged over here, and I think must be doomed or confused or something against some skeletons there. Charged out of the woods, killed the archers, drove into the spearmen beyond, and again about to get bogged by some undead that are going to be raised. Centre's just lots of shooting in here as well, and there's going to be some shenanigans out on this flank very shortly. And things are just starting to go from bad to worse. So 2 units of cavalry charged in, one went across the terrain, hit me in the front, then more raised skeletons in behind me. I ended up losing this combat and losing my 2 units of chariots. So again, great use of spellcasters to get more raised troops and also effective combats. These guys are behind, reducing the number of attacks I'm able to deliver. So really getting everything going in his favour at this point. So yeah, good tactics. Okay, by this time I'm probably at about 6.5 units gone, maybe. Through in here with the Chaos Warriors and the Marauders, did some damage, maybe killed a unit, but again, raised skeletons got in behind me and caused all kinds of mischief. There was a combat going on over here in the background. Again, skeletons were raised, limiting the number of attacks I could do, and I got cut down over there as well. Those raised dead spells are nasty. I think there were 4 extra skeleton units on table at the end of the game. They don't count for breakpoint, etc. So they're a waste of time for me to try and kill, but sometimes you do have to deal with them. Again, missile fire has broken up my attempts to coordinate my center. Dragon Ogres got driven back, bone throwers, catapults and shooting drove them way back. These guys are well split up. They charged and then failed to charge home on their second order. So the center is looking well and truly disrupted, and then over here I've got nothing left, and I was not able to turn these guys to face at all. So yeah, really staring down the barrel at this point. Like shooting Chaos Warriors in a barrel. These guys took 6 hits and were driven. I think I lost a stand, maybe. Yeah, I think I lost. Yeah, one stand and 2 extra wounds. Was driven back more than 20 and was destroyed. So they just got absolutely shot to pieces. And over here, this is pretty much the final coup de grace. Chariots charged in here, killed the Marauders, wasn't able to retreat because there were skeletons in behind, but I think my last stand got cut down anyway, and that broke my army. I'd reached the break point of 8. And that undead army looks far too cohesive still. So my centre hadn't really managed to get into the game at all, but the missile fire backed up by the bone throwers and the skull chuckers really did a number on me, along with the support from those lich priests casting their raised dead spells. So very well played, Tiff. That was a great game. very different army to one that I've faced before, and I'm really going to have to figure out some tactics to deal with that massed fire and the spellcasters. I don't think my deployment potentially helped my cause in some respects, and I probably need to use bigger brigades. I was trying to use lots of smaller brigades and hope to maneuver them around, but didn't really work out, as you could see during the battle. But very, very well played, Tiff. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Looks spectacular on the tabletop. So look forward to getting down to Dunedin in a couple of weeks, hopefully, and maybe have a rematch, or as we were talking about, maybe try and get 4 of us together and have some smaller games, but try and squeeze 2 or 3 games in to an afternoon. We will see. Anyway, that's all for me for this time. Hope you enjoyed that. I thoroughly enjoyed this game of Warmaster and look forward to some more soon. So thank you very much for watching. Ka kite anō.